Good morning, and we are live. Monday on this day. It is simply 28th. We played the game, we saw the results, and some people called it bad results, but I called it a resolute, the comeback kings. And we saw what happened to Liverpool yesterday with 10 men down and still getting over the line. That was a little bit unexpected. But good morning to you. How you all doing? I hope you woke up a little bit yawning like me. If you want to buy me a coffee or whatever you're drinking, tea, coffee, let's drink it together. Let's raise the glass and take a sip because we have a lot of things to unpack today. It's the deadline week of the transfer market, and Manchester United will most likely be very, very busy with all the ins and outs, the wheeling and dealing, and the impatience, and also dealing with the impatient fans. So I will pose a question later on in this stream today for you to think about if it's a bad window because you set the expectations and wanted some shirt sellers the way we used to do, or is it a good window by understanding that it is Ten Hag's signings? He sets the precedent, he sets the tone, and he also prioritizes the outs. Basically, players that don't fit his system. We're going to talk about that because part of the squad that is on the out chopping block is no longer required by Ten Hag, and that is so important that we actually get those players out of the line. We're talking about Harry Maguire. We're talking about ScottMactominey, the SWAT deal with the Gravenberch. It's getting closer there. Martial as well. Was reports coming out yesterday that he's been offered for Real Madrid. Oh, that's a big one because of the injury crisis that they currently have. The striker crisis with Vinicius Jr. If we do get Martial out of the, even if it's a loan deal or if it's a straight buy, we're looking at to sort of get rid of about 180 to 200 per week in the wage bill. So that is really, really, really busy for the the football operation team. And question is, do they have time, or are they, as per the Amrabad deal, using intermediate? We're going to dive into all of these stories. But let me know how you're doing, where you from, where you calling from. Let's go into the newsroom here. Let's just switch the scenes and to say good morning to all of you as per tradition. Let's see, Jarvis Cocker is in the house saying good morning to you, Jarvis. How are you today, Jarvis? Hope you're doing fine and dandy. Jarvis was sending me beautiful pictures as he was sailing in the fjords of Norway yesterday. Lord Voldemort is with us all the way from Hogwarts, I guess, making up some juju there, like, some morning brew. It says, morning chaps. Kenny Fan TV, all the way from Australia, I believe is Sachiv Verma. Good morning and good evening. Yes, it must be good evening to you. Yeah, even said that he heard Forest fans complaining about the pen decision. How pathetic. Yeah, I'm almost going to sing that song like, I have an apple, I have a pen, ooh, apple pen. But in this case, I have a forest, I have a pen, ooh, forest pen. Yeah. Yeah, but anyway, morning to you as well. Morning, Stephanie Griffith. Coffee. Yes, listen, in the chat room, I'm waking up. I love my coffee. If you want to donate me a coffee, the link is in the top of the Q&A section. It is buy Mick a coffee or beer or whatever you think he deserves to keep going during the day, because we have a stream later on tonight as well. Me and Jarvis, it's about 9 p.m. UK time. We're going to talk about that later on as well. But we have to do this. We have to say good morning. Where are you from? David is also from Spain. España, el español, España, español. 100%. How do you say good morning in Spanish? I forgot. My brain is not working. But anyway, Alistair Dirks is in the house saying good morning, Mick. Like an excited week ahead. 100%. Lots of positivities. And thank for bringing us update. Keeping things real. Big up to you, my friend. And that deserves a little bit of a magic sprinkle and dust, people. Do like David if you like this content, these daily updates we tried to bring this morning. You're basically forcing me out early with a little sleep, because I'm also working in the intermediate market with the final week of the transfer. So I get little sleep, 3 hours per day, 4 hours maximum if I'm lucky, and living on these coffee fumes, if you know what I mean. If you know, you know. So no one can be more happier if these transfer windows kind of finishing positive for Manchester United as a fan. Good morning, says Duncan, all the way with the Badger. Good morning to you, Duncan. I see you. I feel you. Martial to Real Madrid, according to Simon Heron, one of our members as well. We will see. Fatty Donut is in the house. Bobby, how you doing? You guys, you can see each other in as the chat room in the VR room over there, wherever I'm pointing. You can see how you are talking. So be nice to each other because everything is displayed on the screen. Happy days, Real Madrid, what Lord Voldemort is. But we will see how about that because Manchester United has good relationships with Real Madrid. Of course, he didn't rip up any trees when he went to Sevilla on a loan, but they're currently having a striker issue with Vinicius out, and even if we get a loan deal out for Martial, that is a problem solved in terms of trimming our wage bill as well with 200k per week. So we're going to talk about the budget and we're going to talk about how things are linking together. So according to my opinion, I can understand if you say it's a bad window because it's your expectations. Well, the thing is, you can set a project plan as much as you want in the transfer window, but you can't control the weather, can't you? You can report on the weather, but everything is, correlating to deals like, little did you plan that some Maguire will put some spanners in the wheel or X deal is related to the other deal, and it's just the way it is. That's why you call it the silly season, right? It's not so easy if you just shuffle the cards and play it like you play Texas Hold'em on a slot machine and you press a button and everything comes out and money just comes out for you to collect the coins. It's simply not like that. Sometimes I wish we had windows like that, but unfortunately it always comes down to the end of the window. So this is going to be a very, very crucial week for Manchester United football operation team. And we better support them as well. But we don't support the Glazers because Glazers are the ones that apparently still, according to some reports, are controlling. But I believe that Ten Hag has full control with his football operation teams. And I believe that Ten Hag wants players in 100%, 100%. Just going down to old friend of mine, Mr. Brown, Phil Brown, if you know Phil Brown Malassians, he was engaging with me in a tweet yesterday, and he's basically been stayed cool and composed, like Mufc Realist TV here, a voice of reasoning to say, relax, things are going to move, things are going to happen. We report on the weather, but we don't control the weather. So he was saying that priority was always to get in, two midfielders, a goalkeeper, and potentially a new striker as well. And this is why we're going to link Martial move potentially if we get him off the wage bill, that we can go for a young up and coming striker from Santos, Brazil, called Marcos Leonardo for 15 million. So you can see how this is correlating in terms of the transfer window, people. Welsh girl, welcome. Good morning. It's going to be a busy week, I hope. Yes, I hope it's going to be a busy week for you too. Busy is good, Welsh girl. Let me know what you're drinking. I'm having a coffee, guys. Need more of these bad boys, to be honest, right? Morning, Stephanie. Carlos is also in the house. Morning, buddy. How are you doing? From Corley, England. Well, what's the weather like? I went out for a dog walk and it was kind of, it's shifting. I'm sitting in Sweden and it's kind of shifting a little bit from summer to autumn. So I can kind of feel it. The feeling when you have the change of weather, you're coming down with the weather as well. So I need to seriously have a rest and take some strepsils because I can feel it coming in the air. Buenos dias, señor. Buenos dias. ¿Cómo estás? There you go. I'm pretty much, David, schooled in the Latin American from the Argentinian side or, from Brazilian side. So I speak a little bit different dialect. It's a long story. Compost Smurf is in the house as well, in the VR room. Good morning, people. Don't let Manchester United fraudulent transfers activity get you down. There we go. Where's the wisdom from Mr. Compost Smurf? Good morning, Angie. Good morning to you. I see you, I feel you. Let's get right into the news. But are we all warmed up? Are we stretched up? It's dull. Alien is also... Alan is in the house. Sorry. How did I read Alien? Morning all. Also, Kusasira Quentin. Good morning, Mr. MC Robbie. Oh, that's a good one. MC Robbie. Hi, my name is... Hi. Kusasira, where are you from? I haven't seen your name before. Let me know in the comments below. But we are going to dive into this story. Well, hang on, Lord Voldemort, you're having a jeter juice. And then you're going to apply, what do you call it, this game? You're going to fly on your broomsticks and play broomstick ball, ain't you? Oh, good, good, good. Well, let's just start this Sunday blues. It's Monday. I know we have the famous blues, but listen, we got to be excited because we're going to monitor this like a hawk. Like, there is a lot of movements for, the football operations side. And listen, we all seen it. Henderson is confirmed today, 100%. He's completing his move to Crystal Palace. And that is astute because there's this £15 million plus a five in add-ons. So that's money for you to be utilized for the Sofian Amrabat. If you convert that in money terms, that is about £20 million. No, yeah, 20 million euros, to be honest. And we also seen stories about Brendan Williams on a loan to Ipswich. That is another thing you can cut off the wage bill. We've seen the long-term injuries regarding Shaw and Malacia. Apparently, it is a little bit more serious than it's been reported in the media. So, speedy recovery to Shaw. Malacia, for me, it's a little bit of a mystery because he wasn't really participating in the preseason tour. So we are a little bit short. And there's been some debates over the social media. Should we really loan out, what's his name, Alvaro Fernandez to Granada? I don't think so. I think this is the moment where Alvaro Fernandez gets his chance to shine. And we actually signed him for Real Madrid Academy. So yeah, it makes sense to develop him to send him back to Spain, but this is not where you want to develop your game. You want to sort of get customized to the Premier League. So if I would look to loan up a Alvaro Fernandez, I would look at a Premier League team or Championship team or anything like a Burnley or something like that. To just to get yourself accustomed to the English Premier League. Let me know what you think. But also, the Mark Cucurella set a little bit of a shitstorm, according to my opinion. Divided the fans and say, no, we don't want that Chelsea reject, but just hold your horses, right? Stop and think and use your logic and reasoning. Mark Cucurella was the left back for Brighton. He was even nominated to the left back of the year, and he was coached by Graham Potter. When Graham Potter left to Chelsea, the turmoil that happened with Chelsea. They went through three different managers, and he was the one that recruited in Cucurella. So just because he had a turmoil season in a crap organization that didn't even know what the best team was and sacked the managers, doesn't mean he's a bad left back. If there is a player ability in Mark Cucurella and they are offering him on a short-term loan, that is a bonus tool for Ten Hag and the team, somebody that you can throw in. And if Ten Hag is a tracksuit manager, we've seen that he can get the best tune out of the players. What does it mean for you? Why do you think that he cannot get a tune out of Cucurella? I think so, because Ten Hag, for me at the moment, the way we know Ten Hag when Casemiro came in, and you've seen it with the Rasmus Højlund as well, he just doesn't throw them in, you know. He gets them fit, he gets them, speeded up for his rules and principles, the way he wants to play, and once he thinks they are ready, they will start, basically. That is Ten Hag's style. Maybe I see it differently, but this is kind of the analysis that I've been having on the 1 year of the Ten Hag tenurships and Mitchell van der Gaag and, McLaren as well. So these three boys, they do take care of the players. So let me know what you think as well. David Nyson, good morning, dudes. 100% Scotty at the wheel. Hi, guys, as well. We see you. This chat is kind of going mad here at the moment. Good morning, lads. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So for me, if we get a Cucurella on a short-term loan to Christmas, that might help. That might help because if Luke Shaw is injured for 6 months, Malacia, we don't know. Are we going to rely on Diego Dalot? If we put in a Diego Dalot, considering that Brandon Williams gone from Ipswich, we are all of a sudden short of fullbacks. Let that sink in. So to loan out a Alvaro Fernandez, it's a no for me. To get a Cucurella in, who is a natural left back, makes sense. Better than what's his name, Regulon, who is a little bit. He's very regularly. Is very good on going forward, but very suspect in defending. CUCURELLA offers both something like offensively. I would arguably say a good CUCURELLA on form is better than Luke Shaw, 100%. But this is mad. We're going to talk about this in this evening show because if you look at injuries is sort of accumulation. It's called strains, and strains is for me that last season was a very crazy season where we literally played a World Cup in the middle of the winter, and then we played catch up, playing 3 games a week as Manchester United, and a very short holiday for the players, 4 weeks max. It's not enough for recover, and injuries are strains that it's like mental health. Like it just sits on it just comes and hits you. It just sits on the back of your neck. You think you're all right, and one day you just wake up and bam, hits you in the head, and there's nothing you can do about it. You know, you can argue to the point that we have bad medical team, but no, actually, it is fatigue, it is strains, and it is catching up. The body is just, we're not made of we're not supermans. At the end of the day, we do have kryptonite, and that kryptonite was called 3 games a week last season. And then also the PR tour, flying over to US, playing in AstroTurf. So yeah, that's just the way I see it, people. Like, just providing a little bit of logic and reasoning. Guys, let me see. How you all doing? Alien, we're going to talk about Alan. Why are they calling you Alien? What about Amrabat coming on loan? Is that true? What? On the loan? That is absolutely garbage. Because, guys, let's start with the transfer rumor confusion regarding the Amrabat situation. I cannot pull it up on the screen, but we've seen it, and we're going to talk about it because I call horseshit for certain reasons. Because, British press, the likes of Samuel Luckhurst, just go look at the track record, what Luckhurst has been doing. Like, he's been serving us stories, cooking up meals, but never delivered the signature dish. Like, came out yesterday in Twitter. I'm reading it here just for reference so you can see. Here, I'm going to read what he's tweeted. So he's basically saying Manchester United have been in the market for another midfielder. But club sources says if Sofyan Amrabat does not leave Fiorentina, it is unlikely to be for Manchester United. Dude, I know that there's frogs. I know you could lick the frogs and hallucinating. But I'm sorry, my dad just called me on the mobile phone. I just had to reject. But where was I? Are you all of a sudden sort of going to contradict Fabrizio Romano, Di Marzio, Alfredo Pedula that I had on exclusives? They've been spot on so far with the Italian market regarding Onana, regarding Rasmus Højlund. And why are you putting stories like this? Followed by the Muppetiers as well, which I don't know what they're smoking there either, but hang on. I cannot talk right now. Sorry, that's my father. He's a little bit 75 years of age and doesn't really understand, so he keeps calling me in the middle of the live stream. United Muppetiers has also reported yesterday that I'm not really altogether surprised by this. If you've been tracking the last few weeks, yeah, what have you been tracking? I mean, 100%, like, and if you have been tracking, you have been reading that what's been said in the media with Fabrizio Romano, with, Corriere della Sport from Italy, from Alfredo Pedula, from, Di Marzio and stuff like that. These are credible sources. There's tier one. Here we go. Here we sprint. Here we run. And you say you have gotten an idea that Amrabat was not necessarily top of the list at all. That the way Mino is viewed by the club, the perhaps better fits needs to another signing. Mate, stop that, mate. Whatever you smoking. Like, you guys, you were like, against the transfer, the takeover news. You were drumming the US investors. Sit down, mate. Whatever. Just stop this straight away. I'm just calling it out, a spade a spade. Had enough of this. I'm protecting the club, I'm protecting the badge. And, if you see like, clickbaity stuff, just avoid it. You know what to do. So at the end of the day, like, what does Luckhurst mean? Does it mean that he is leaking out stories from the club to say to Fiorentina that, to lower down the price? Or is it he's talking about another midfielder in terms of Gravenberch? Because if you really look at it, two midfielders, two different attributes, two different replacements. You know, Gravenberch is a swap deal for ScottMactominey, which we see here. We're going to talk about that. So that is a like for like swap, basically. So that is one midfielder that's doing the progressive ball carrier ball. Gravenberch is more of a Paul Pogba style. And why would Bayern Munich be interested in ScottMactominey? Well, first and foremost, who sits there as a manager? You have Thomas Tuchel. Bayern Munich, they love that tall stature, uh, grafting midfielders like ScottMactominey. So it doesn't really, it does make sense. Even what Christian Falk is reporting, we're going to talk about that as well. But on the other hand, the number two midfielder that is a buy, that's the only thing you're going to spend money on. That's buy. That's Sofyan Amrabat, which is a total different midfielder. Sofyan Amrabat is more of the number six, or that can play as a number eight destroyer. Sofyan Amrabat is the replacement for Fred, if you remember. So we sold off Fred. We're selling off, Dean Henderson. There's money. We're freeing up the wage bills. And I don't know. You see what I'm alluding to? Because there's so many moving components in the transfer markets, and there's players that you need to replace as well. So there's definitely legs for Gravenberch. We're going to talk about this story as well, because if you look here, what's been reported yesterday, which absolutely has legs for Mr. Bayern himself. We're talking about Christian Falk, who has always been accurate regarding news around Bayern. He says that Bayern Munich are interested in signing ScottMactominey on a loan deal. And that is in the back of, having talks for a potential swap deal for Ryan Gravenberch. Ryan Gravenberch to Manchester United. Ryan Gravenberch only wants to play for Ten Hag. Why? Because Gravenberch made his debut when he was 16 under Ten Hag. Gravenberch hasn't really been given the opportunities at, Bayern. And if you know, Bayern Munich, they are like a vacuum machine, like they're a giant Hoover. They tend to sweep up all the competition, all the midfielders, and just put them on the shop window as a display. Dust collectors to put them on the bench. But they do have a squad depth. And just because you're sitting on the bench for Bayern Munich doesn't mean that you're a crap player. There's just very fearsome competition. And as a player, you just want to have game time. So it makes sense. On the other hand, Sofyan Amrabat, what we've been reporting here for a long time ago, even Fabrizio has been reporting into Mazio. He's been training by himself. They're not risking him in this squad. He's not playing. He's waiting because they had a pre-agreement already weeks ago with the agent to say, personal terms, here we go, about 4.5 million on a yearly salary. Personal terms, not a problem. We've been reporting on the structure that's the intermediates been negotiating. And I think at this case, a lot of outs, you're going to be seeing United using intermediate contractors to sort these deals out because you simply don't have manpower enough and focusing on doing the formality switch with Fiorentina directly. All they have to do in this instant is just to arrange the payment structure terms. Now we've seen that they are driving this strategy to wait because, hey, hang on a second. The longer it goes, the desperately Fiorentina are looking to sell the player because they also have to move on. They have lined up a replacement for Sofyan Amrabat. And Sofyan Amrabat so far has dismissed all the links. He's been dismissed Jurgen Klopp. He's been dismissing Chelsea moves, Juventus moves, Saudi Arabia moves. And he's been really been having communication with Manchester United. So he's aware of the situation. Medical, not a problem. He's been training. He's fit. So with all this said and done, money, I don't know really what's going on with Donny van de Beek. But it's so simple. It's not going to take a long time. It's going to take maybe 1 or 2 days to have these formal conversations with Fiorentina. What do you want? I've been told 25 million euros on the base and 5 add-ons. Some reports were saying 21 million pounds, which kind of converts into 30 in total if you do the maths and calculations. So there is a deal to be made. Guys, let me know in the comments. There is 2 different midfielders that we are looking to bring in, and that is Gravenberch as a swap deal for McTominey and a buy for a Sofyan Amrabat. That could play that rotational for Casemiro. If we get an injury for Casemiro, we are screwed. But there'll be also instances where we're going to play like four in the midfield. That could be like a Casemiro. There could be a Amrabat playing like a little bit more advanced of Casemiro. You can have a Gravenberch and you can have a Bruno Fernandes. It is, if we get that over the window, for me, it's a good window. That 100% good window. And we're going to talk about the striker position as well, guys. I can see your comments, but I am so focused on the news today. We could take your comments at the end of the show as a Q&A. I can see you, Karen. Thank you so much. I hope you're not feeling too bad. Yes, coffee. Yes, thank you. Whatever you're drinking, Karen, as well. Let us know. Listen, rightio. So ScottMactominey to swap deal for Gravenberch. I think that's a good business, basically. You get a player that Ten Hag really wants, that Ten Hag really likes, and then you get rid of a player that Ten Hag don't really fancy, but what Bayern think it's good, right? If ScottMactominey is going to get game time, it's up to ScottMactominey because he's going to have some fierce reputation. But it's good for the player as well to sort of prove, that he's worth getting a start and playing with Harry Kane. He will have a body there. Harry Kane. Not a bad shout. Listen, what else do we have to talk about? Yes, let's do this. Let's talk about. Let's go. Just shift the focus. Let's shift the focus. Bear with me, mates. Bear with me. I'm just going to copy this and I'm going to paste this up here. And let's do this. Boom. And hit enter. Magic. Yes. Yes, we can all see this. This came out yesterday. I was quick to jump to the gun. Comes out from Spanish publication and it's been hitting the press this morning as well in one football app as well. But I came up with a tweet to say that well, this is in Spanish though, so I do have a Spanish person in the house. Is probably also seen, but I'm going to do a translate to English with Google Translator. Say Manchester United offer Real Madrid a 15 million striker deal. Basically, Real Madrid could be forced to sign an attacker due to Vinicius' injury. We all heard it, we all seen it, but what's the story? Like, and this is what I'm alluding to because the transfer market is very fast and furious. Rumors and negotiations. So this is kind of a rumor mill that is kind of getting a little bit of legs. The Manchester United had presented a Real Madrid in relation to Anthony Martial, the French striker, a loan deal or a potential buy deal, right? So the offer is on the cards, and we do have a good relationship with Florian Perez as we've done deals before. So I wouldn't rule this one out. We saw that Martial was starting, on the weekend game, and according to me, did a very good game. It's not been played many games. It's just come back from injury. Was it to display or showcase for Real Madrid to say, hey, take our player? He didn't rip off many trees at Sevilla. Maybe it was the club culture. Maybe it wasn't really settled. But maybe this could be a spark for him, right? To go to play for Real Madrid, one of the biggest club in the world. Even if it's a loan deal, mate, that is 200 off the wage bill. Do you understand where we're coming from? Is there something that we can do? Let us know, because they have apparently offered a 50 million deal, loan deal or a buy. Martial, though, has 1 year left on his contract, though. It expires summer 2024. And if we get 50 million, that is a return on investment big time because Martial made his debut 2015, so this marks, if we look at amortization, he's already been paid off what we paid, 50 million down the drain. Tony Martial scores again. 2015, we bought him for 50 million, if you remember. But it's been, 9 years, The return on investment has already been made. The amortization, the payoff. So if we get like a 15 million off, that is a pure profit, actually, if you think about it. And FFP rules plays a big part to get him off the wage bills as well. Big up. Let me see what the comments are saying. Let me just do a pulse check with you guys. I think Scotty at the wheel saying, I think Hargreaves is still going on, having no money so we can buy them on the last day. Yeah, that is a strategy, what we've been saying here. Our transfer window strategy has been to say that we're not going to sign any sexy shirt sellers. this is going to be Erik ten Hag, what Erik ten Hag wants the football operation goes, like they're playing golden retriever fetch. But we're also playing that, damage control, what Edward Wood said, we are Manchester United. We can do anything on the market. And soon as he said that, that was the end, or that was the beginning of the Manchester United tax, 30%, if you know what I mean. So big up to Scotty at the wheel. Let me see. What day will Amrabat signing? So I don't know, Simon. As I said, I just report on the weather. I don't report on, I don't control the weather. I'm just reporting what I'm hearing and checking with the Italian market. I'm checking with Alfredo Pedula. Apparently, what Damasi is saying, it's a deal to be done. And the only thing with a wind of caution, the only one that could stop this deal, which I don't believe, because Ten Hag has made this as a priority signing, that is if Manchester United walks away. That if we don't sort out all this transfer money. But we've seen that Henderson has been confirmed, 15 million, 20 million. There is money for Amrabat to be triggers. I'm not worried. I do personally expect that Amrabat will have legs this week ahead, since it's the final transfer week, and that we will see some swift transfers happening for get Amrabat over the line. Let me know what your feelings are. That is my personal hunch and feeling. Are you nervous? Do you feel nervous? That's what we're here for, to be cool and composed. We will hit the panic button at the deadline day if nothing happens. Then you will see me panic, 100%. But that is me as a fan, though. Let me see what you guys are saying. What about the process of Marcus Leonardo? Yes, that is what we're going to talk about, 100%. That we spoke about. This is kind of linking into the Martial. Good that you mentioned that, Mark. So, listen, Marcus Leonardo is on the cards. Has always been. You've seen the links to Roma and Newcastle. Or hang on, not Newcastle, Nottingham Forest. There's no noise about that. Fabrizio, if you go back in time, Fabrizio Romano was reporting there was a fierce competition, but between these three clubs, Roma has now backed off to sign a new player. There's nothing about Nottingham Forest, and that means that who's lurking in the background? Ten Hag. And Ten Hag, before he became a manager, he's a scout. So he's the one that scouted in Anthony Dos Santos from the grassroots leagues. He scouted in leage. A lot of those players. So rest assured, he has looked at, Leonardo. But it all depends on what we can do at the end of the window. If we get a Martial out on a strategical move, you kind of see how things are kind of lining up if you're playing chess here, right? If we get him out to, to a deal for a loan to Real Madrid, there's money to be utilized to bring in Leonardo. I hope this makes any sense, guys. I hope this makes sense. What else are we going to talk about? We've spoken about Amrabat. I do believe that Amrabat will happen. Personally, I do believe. But it's going to be madness. Bayern Munich for ScottMactominey. Harry Maguire, though. Yes, we got to talk about Harry Maguire. There was a lot of panic station that people were saying that, okay, it's off. But I said, keep an eye on that one. Really keep an eye on that one. Because at the end of the day, ain't over to the fat lady sings, The person that kind of held it back was his agent to say, nah, you can do better. But now stories are coming out to say that, look, they looked at West Ham. They're doing quite well at the moment, sitting almost on the top of the table. They're playing good football. And Stephen Becky's agents probably turned around and say, listen, Harry, they are doing well. You're going to play Europa League here, mate. You're going to probably fight for top 4, top 6. Not a bad shout, like. And plus, you can play, prove yourself for Southgate to be selected in the England squad. They play, Manchester United clearly demonstrated to us that, you're not going to be starting. You're not hardly going to see the bench. They're talking to Johnny Evans. They're talking about Todibo to bring him in. It's game over Red Rover. And it's all about negotiation leverage. So now the reports are coming back. Sometimes like the Stephen King movie, sometimes they come back, the horror story, to say that they are reopening talks and now even going cheeky. They are going cheeky, West Ham, to say loan. But I believe it's going to be money deal. And why not even pimping out to Newcastle? We saw the defense was shamble yesterday. How can you go 1-0 up, a red card to Van Dijk, and still lose 2-1, giving the Darwin two fit noodles a revival chance to prove that he's worth the money that Klopp will sign. So we saw the display of Klopp's shiny, bright teeth was, blending me like a mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's got the shiniest teeth of them all? It's got to be Jurgen Klopp at the moment because he is smiling. But they're still in trouble, Liverpool, I believe so. And I'm surprised with Newcastle lost yesterday as well. Let us close this window. Let's shift to another window. Let's shift to this one, and we go back to it here. Yeah, listen, we're gonna go back to Manchester United news here and refresh the page. What do we have to say? There was something about Manchester United. It's funny how they're refreshing the stories. Um, anyway, I lost the train of thought here. It's funny because I had it all lined up. And then they refresh. This is how mad the news changes all the time. We got to go to One Football app again. Let's do this. Yeah, we talked about that one. We talked about this one. That's pretty much it. Yeah, there was Harry Maguire here. The story. Fabrizio Romano says that Harry Maguire always wanted to go to West Ham United. Funny. This is funny. Now all of a sudden Fabrizio saying that he always wanted to go to West Ham. What is going on here? Let's depack this together. Transfer guru Fabrizio, you gotta take care of the family. Claims that Harry Maguire always been keen to join West Ham, while the British press and media saying otherwise, that he wants something bigger. What's it gonna be? In this case, I tend to lean towards Fabrizio Romano, Mr. Here we go. Maguire has gone from being captain to the Red Devils to being a fifth or sixth choice wheel. It's somebody that you just don't want to invite to the party anymore. If you're sort of having a dinner party, you invite all the positive friends in your house that you're going to have a return on investment. You're going to drink, you're going to eat, you're going to joke, you have fun. And then they bring this boring person, that party pooper, that's always going to spoil and drag the mood down. And we know, the analogy who we are talking about. And that boring person will eat your food, drink your drinks, and be the last person that will leave your house. And you're looking there at the clock and thinking, you overstayed, mate. I want to go to sleep. I'm tired. But he doesn't read the room. So hang on. That's just my analogy from a fun Monday joke. But let me see. Injuries to Shaw and Varane have offered Maguire a glimpse of first team, Delusion FC. But Ten Hag has probably told him, no, mate, you are not part of my plan. The Hammers agreed a 30 million deal. We have spoken about this. But it's now then coming to a revisit. Yep. What he's also saying that I'm not aware of Harry Maguire rejecting West Ham. He's always been open to joining them this summer, but he wants the conditions. Yeah, it's all about the salary conditions. That's what it is. So it's been a little bit of a contradicting stories, people. What is the deal? Has it been down to that his wage structure is not the same if he goes to West Ham? He's not going to get the same money as what he was paid when he was at United. That is kind of has a little bit truth in it because they've been negotiating. Okay, if we offer you 6 million here, that compensates you for the package what West Ham is offering. So that might be the story that what I've been told as well. But I'm not, I have my integrity, so I'm not going to share. But I can give you some indications how it works. And it's not that the deal has been done, closed, or shut down. It's pretty much you trying to sort the final piece out, to compensate the loss of the wages. Now, put yourself in a situation you are applying for a job. You're a web developer, sort out web developer. You know your worth. You worked for Amazon, that is a good payer. They paid you 200 grand a week, but all of a sudden you get approached, headhunted by Google, that not pays as well as Amazon. Everyone that works for Amazon knows that Amazon pay sick wages. So in order to compensate, you might ask for a sign-on bonus to compensate their wages. So just trying to paint the picture there, guys. Listen, all of you, it's going to be tough. It's going to be a very busy week. So let me know in the comments as well. Do you think this will get over the line? And coming back to the question what I posed to you, this is regarding the good transfer window or bad transfer window. If you scanned the e-reds, the match-going reds, so whatever they like to call us, the divide and conquer in the socials, there's been some meltdown. Some fan channels are absolutely shitting the pants to say it's a crap window. They'll buy into this positivity. Needless to think further than the nose to say, well, hang on, what about the outs? This window has always been about the outs, to trim the squad, to get rid of the wage bill, right? What they've been selling you, what you're so used to, is only the ins. Because Manchester United, the way we used to as fans, is always looking at the sexy shirt sellers, the marquee signings. We haven't got any sexy marquee signings, and therefore it's so unusual for a fan base to go like, what's going on here? It's a shit window. I will pose a question to you right now. So here's the question of the day that I want you to think about. And the question goes like this. I'm looking at you right here as a fan, global fan, no matter if you're match going or if you are, electric. Is it a bad window because you as a fan set certain expectations, what you want, meaning a shirt seller, what you think is best for the team? Or is it a good window by understanding that this is Ten Hag setting the tone and the precedence, that he's been doing proper analysis and developed persona profile and targets that he gives out for the football operations to go and fetch, that including getting the players out of the door that doesn't fit him? Now think about it, right? And come back in the chat room what you think, because there's two different nuances of the story here, right? It's all about getting the players out, and it's all about Ten Hag is in charge of this window. Just because a Cucurella doesn't suit your narrative, or just because Mason Mount doesn't suit your liking, doesn't mean it's a bad signing. It is the gaffer that makes the signings, and we are consumers of the game. We have scouting eyes, in the eye of the beholder, passion merchants, some people call us, Martial FCs and all that stuff. We absolutely throwing our toys at the pram if we don't get a Harry Kane or Mbappe or, those kind of things. But you got to ask the question, was it really, were you getting tricked by the media to say, like, if we get a new owners in, we definitely going to have a marquee signings. Yes, we're going to have a Mbappe. We're going to get Giddy. We're going to get Kane. We're going to get a Victor Osimhen. But realistically speaking, hang on a second. You know what the budget was. You know what the club has to do. And what they've been doing in the background is been an uphill. What previous director of football or, Ed Woodward has destroyed and what we're trying to repair. I'm not defending. I'm not saying, it's been an uphill battle to actually get rid of the dead wood. And dead wood can mean like, even place like Luke Shaw that has, the aging squad, that's singing on the last verse. So yeah, that is the question of the day, because that is a sort of a wake-up call in realization, like to be real, to think, to have a stop. Because I get it, I get it. It's not fantasy football. You look at it from that point of view and to say like, yeah, I want an Mbappe, I want this, I want that, I want, I will give me. And then you get disappointed because you're not getting that delivered. So the question is, again, this transfer window, is it a good window or a bad window? And if it's a bad window, is it because you was disappointed because you set your own expectation, what you wanted Manchester United to recruit? Or B, is it a good window based on what I explained, that we are getting the deadwood out and we are actually getting the players in? Maybe that doesn't suit your narrative or your vision or eye test, but it really fits Ten Hag's system. I go by timelines. I go by looking at the panic. We played 3 games. We have 6 points on the board out of 9. And you tell me it's not a bad result. People are saying, it's shit games. We're not playing well. Hang on a second. Well, I think we got shell shocked by the first 3-4 minutes that, Forrest came back and put two in the back. We were still slumbering. But then I think the wake up call came, and to get 3-2 to come back from that, it is a mentally tough battle. It is basically to try to run a marathon uphill, you know, a 10-mile marathon for 97 minutes uphill and succeed. That is a sweet victory, and that sets a precedence in your mental agility to say, listen, we did this. Now we kick on. Now we're going Arsenal for the taking. But, however, are we good enough for Arsenal? Arsenal drew 2-2 against Fulham. Arsenal is not the same team what we believe that they were last season. So we got to support the team. We got to believe, according to my opinion. We can be critical to a certain degree. We can criticize the transfer window, but you also have to take a step outside yourself and just look around. Take one ball here, one dot here, one ball, and bring it together, and you will have your answer. And that's what I want out of this exercise. Your truth is your truth. I'm just trying to provide you a platform of a reason, a voice of reason with logic and reasoning. People, smash a like for this video. I am absolutely warmed up right now. This is the warm up right now. We are warmed up, and I need another coffee. Listen, let me catch up with all of you. Ashish is in the house. Good morning. Karen Reed, cheers, Mick. Yes, I am so backtracking from these messages. Where is my Jarvis to moderate? Marcus Leonardo, 17 million bid has been placed. We are waiting response. Get in, son. There we go. There we go. Now we're talking. Now we are moving. Because this title is Here We Move. 1 week left. Here we move. We do expect things to move. And we should be positive, fans. Like, you know what? I understand the PTSD. I understand for it's been 6, even 10 years of shit management. But this time around, Erik ten Hag, as I said, I like to use this analogy. He came in with a blank piece of canvas. Imagine ten Hag being Picasso, the famous painter, right? He came in, he didn't take Ralph Ragnick's influences. He only wanted to do himself. He didn't want to have this Chinese whisper. So he came in with a blank piece of canvas. He worked what he had. He slapped a little bit of a paint. He put a little bit of McTominey on that. That didn't stick. That didn't gel. He rubbed it off a little bit. Put a little bit of a Casemiro in. Yeah, fine. And then finally, he has a mind picture in his mind, the ready picture that he wants. But he wasn't really to his standards at the end of the season, but he was happy. So he put his signature there by finishing third and getting a silverware. But coming to this transfer window, he went to the shop market to analyze everything that he learned, and he bought fresh acrylic paint because he wanted to complete his masterpiece signing so he can sign off on it. So he's wiping that off again and starting to paint. So what are we about to see here at the end of the window will be Erik ten Hag's signature painting. Smash a like if you like that analogy, because that's a Ruby classic. Anyway, really, we bid for Leo. Yes, Manchester United offer Real Madrid 50 million striker deal. Yeah, we will see. Madhouse, welcome to the House of Fun. An injury-prone player to release, injury-prone player in my... Yes, we are swapping injury-prone player to release an injury play. Yeah, I get that. Wafa is in the house. Hi, McMahon. Good morning, Wafa. Where are you from? 𝒂𝒄𝒌. There's a lot of people that's coming in for this morning news, but please, if you're coming in for the morning news, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. We hit a milestone today on this day of recording, of this day talking to you. You can see the membership live count down there. 16,500 subscribers. That is magical. That is something that I appreciation, because we started with 0 subs about 1 year ago. So big up to all of you. If you want to donate, buy me a coffee, you want to super chat me, want to gift and donate membership, please do so, because our membership are growing like mad. We are formulating 5 reserve squads to play. And we also have the Telegram chat room as well, which is also links in the description, video description. Join the Telegram membership. Is the most positive Telegram chat you can ever find, because you get here, you get the real people. It allows you to be you, no prejudice, no BS, no slander. It is pure fun. We have Sally in the day. We have Composmer, Simon Heron is in the house here. Waffa. Please join, guys. Please join. Al Mac is in the house as well. Good morning. I see you. I will move Martial for free if it takes his contract. Yeah, but we need to capitalize, Al. I do understand, Al Mac. By the way, how are you doing today, this morning, Al Mac? King Stash is in the house. I'm the last Martial style defender. Oh, I would love to see Twitter meltdown the Martial FC defenders, right? Big up King Stash, and thanks for your donation last time as well. I haven't forgot. Forever donates. You forever live in my heart. This Martial Ballon d'Or season. Yeah, imagine if he turns out rocks up for Real Madrid and does an absolutely Ballon d'Or, gets picked for French national teams and does a madness, right? God, yeah. David Neese, yes, I can see you. Yep, you are chatting to each other. Listen, guys, this section is for me just to catch up with the memberships, with all that's a member, to read up the members first. Yeah, you're talking to Solid Devil 7. You're talking to Angie. I can see that. Just Amrabat isn't enough. No, it's not enough, Madhouse.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
King Stash just gifted 5 memberships.
Report to say that we're only in for one midfielder. No, we're actually in for 2 midfielders, because there are 2 separate midfielders. One is more of a ball progressor, like a little bit of a Paul Pogba style, which is Gravenberch, and the other one is a destroyer, the endless engine that you absolutely need. They can run up and down and be the shitster. They can intercept the ball. Amrabat is a tall statue, but he's got an engine, man. If you haven't seen my Amrabat scouting report, just go in the video description on the player profile. We were the first one to start to say Amrabat to Manchester United. And that is a brilliant scouting report that explains the overall attributes, where we actually compare him to Declan Rice and Caicedo. And for that price, he beats the Rice, to be honest. Fair. He's even better than a Declan Rice. He's even better than a Moises Caicedo. And he's got experience. For 25 million euros, that's a bargain, mate. And then people are trying to get him over the line. Jurgen Klopp phoned him up twice. 0-0, 0 attempts, 0 pull. No. He ain't going nowhere. So the only one that could stop this deal, if Manchester United doesn't get all the business done, and that's a sad state of story, then we can go and shout it's Glazer's fault. But it's not. It's not. I believe he's going to come. But let me know what you think. Morning, everyone. How are you? Okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? Yes, I'm catching up. Listen, I cannot catch up on this. I am so behind. Ashish is saying, good morning to you guys. Hope you're all well. Yeah, this is all, it's not doom and gloom. I'm trying to kickstart this Monday morning with a little bit of a positivity, throwing back a little bit of a, to make your day, have my say to make your day, to make you feel a little bit better. Waking up on a Monday, never easy. I'm not a morning person. I'm an evening person, but I'm here talking to you guys, and hopefully I make a difference. Billy Connolly, welcome, Billy. Morning. Yes, you just woke up. I can see you. Madhouse, 007 pull. Yes. We were banter for the 7 up, but here's 007, 0 pull, 0 recruitment, 7. What does 7 stand for? So, yeah. Guys, morning. Let's remove this. I just love to keep this Harry Maguire slabhead picture in the picture. Not that I don't like to slag players, but if you're there to stink up the place, I'm more club FC than player FC. So I'm here to protect the club at all costs, to protect the badge at all costs. That means against all the bullshit stories and the journalists that only want to, slander our name, that are not Manchester United supporters. They are there to work, to make clicks, to make money and all that stuff. Mufc Realist TV was made to defeat, this clickbait stuff, the elitism, to call a spade, to allow you to be you, to be real, no matter where you are in the world. We are wearing the same shirt, not to create this divide and conquer, but to unify the fan base. that was the sole purpose of me starting this channel, because I had enough. I had enough of all these journalists talking Gaga. And we're talking about Lady Gaga as well. La, ooh, Gaga, Gaga, da, da, la, 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 la. Yeah. So think about the question of the day. Let me know, because we have King Stash coming in with an uppercut. What's going on here, King Stash? Something ain't working. I have a super chat coming in from King Stash. Yeah, we have it.
King Stash super chatted $3.23. Pereira Rodriguez, Amrabat, and Gravenberch. What is starting 11, midfield trio B?
Yeah.
Who do you drop, who do you start? Can we win the league? CL, FA?
Well, big up, King Stash. Thank you for your Aussie dollar King Stash donation. I can see the Aussie sign. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Oi, oi, oi. You know what I'm talking about. Some of the greatest bands are from Australia. We're talking about Powderfinger, one of my big-time favorites. And, oh, God, I have so much.
Hello there.
The entertainment subscribed to the channel.
Woohoo! So we have a subscriber as well to the channel. We have a... The entertainment just subscribed to the channel, as you can hear. King Stash is saying, bro, if we get Amrabat and Gravenberch, what would you starting 11 midfield trio be? Would you drop? Who would you start? This is a positive headache, mate. Fair dinkum for your question. God, it depends on the opponent. If you're playing Anfield, Liverpool, depends on the lineup, I definitely would see if we're going to play with the, midfield four. I mean, the whole idea of having Onana is to play three, have Onana to play as a CDM or something like that, as a centre back, and then push the fullbacks forward as inverted. We saw this. Actually, the example against Nottingham Forest. We were playing extremely high line, right, and that's how we got caught up in the first 3 minutes, right. That was a little bit of a snippet how we are going to press them, totally control 90% of ball possession, and just put the pressure cooker on. So it depends on. I would see Amrabat playing next to Casemiro, Gravenberch, a little bit more advanced. You can't simply play Gravenberch and Mason Mount in the same team, so rotation is key. Depends on. It's hard to say, but let me know what you think in the comments. Help us with King Stash question as a community. Who would your starting 11 be? My simple, straight answer is, I know I'm going to sit here on the fence, and it's just basically to say that depends on who you're playing and where. Away, maybe Gravenberch together with an Amrabat, maybe to solidify a little bit of that midfield to make it hard to break down and be very strong pushing forward. At home, be more attacking, maybe, Mason Mount together with the Bruno, 2 number 8s, and Amrabat together with the Casemiro. I don't know. Højlund in front. Rashford, never again as number 9. Rashford on the left wing. And yeah, I would definitely bank more on Anthony Dos Santos. I think he did a good game. This is the make or break season. He was a little bit shocking that he went on his right and played that cross in, and yeah. But if you notice that our front line was interchanging, you saw Anthony switching sides with the Martial. All of a sudden, you saw Anthony Dos Santos was playing on the left wing as well. So yeah, I see an interchangeable, fluid front line. That's the thing, guys. So big up for all of you. Big up for your super chat and donation. I hope. Let's see. You're saying you will drop Bruno. Yeah, even Captain Bruno needs a rest. He's not Superman. Even Captain Bruno is going to have some kryptonite. So yeah, and that's yeah, you will have options there. Like you can play Mason Mount as a number 10, and absolutely Mason Mount as a number 10 makes more sense to playing defensively. Like you're the Bond villain. Ian Clark is saying good morning to you, man. Yeah, you love me. I love you back, Ian Clark. Thank you, Cushing. Hello, Mark. Hello, everyone. Guys, to be fair, Mick, I think Mount would be a super sub. Yeah, guys, the thing is, right, in the window, I was skeptical for this signing, but now when I see it coming to the crescendo, guys, it's always been clear to me that Mason Mount was not the only signing we were looking at. If you're going to sign a Mason Mount, I'm thinking like Ten Hag, then I need to complement with another midfielder like a Sofian Amrabat. So if you only get a Mason Mount as a midfield signing and nothing else, then I would definitely criticizing him, hit the panic button and say it's a crap window. 48 likes, people. Come on. I'm slaving here in the kitchen talking to you and I get 48 likes. Come on, show a little bit love and respect. Smash the like, people. What Angie's saying. Let's get it up to over 100. It's so easy. You know, in the morning, if you don't practice morning exercise, you can burn extra calories by just reaching out like that. That's just passive burning calories. Press that like button. If you haven't subscribed, please get us up to more subscribers as well. We are on the road together to 20K. 20K. And you all smashed it. Let's see. Yeah, I can see Kenny Fan TV say Mount is a squad player at the best. King Stash, I play one of our midfielders as left, Bruno as a left back. Yeah, there's a lot of things that we can do, you know. At the end of the day, what it comes down to, according to my opinion, guys, you know, it's not about quantity, it's about quality. When you talk about squad depth, it's the like-for-like replacement. If a Casemiro gets injured or suspended, who are you going to replace him with? ScottMactominey, Fred? They're going. Remember last year where we got the unfortunate Mariner decision that, you know, he did choke somebody, which they absolutely didn't. Did he? No, he didn't. And we didn't overrule it. And Liverpool overrules the McAllister studs thing and they get awarded. Talk about brown paper envelope. I tell you what, Liverpool, they have a special agreement with the FA. I don't buy it. I see Jurgen Klopp on the sideline absolutely going on the fourth official and doesn't get a yellow or red card. They're paid. Conspiracy therapy. Yeah. Anyway, so for me, it's all about having a quality squad, you know. That means if you get a Casemiro injured or, you know, suspended, then you can put in a Amrabat or a Gravenberch. Gravenberch is a very versatile player, but for me it will be a sort of let's say Amrabat. So if we get, like, for instance, you know, let's say, give me an example. I would just take you know, Tony Dos Santos, right? If he's injured, throw in a Pellistri or a Sancho, like for like, you know. You get the exercise what I'm trying to do, right? I'm not panicking regarding the centre backs position, and I would give you my analysis. If we get rid of you know, Maguire, it's not necessary that we do have to replace. We have Ted and Mengi there as well. We do have quality. We have. I know people saying, well, hang on a second. We gave Johnny Evans as a fifth choice. Yeah, but we are covered. I believe that there is no value on the market. I believe that Ten Hag looked at it and said, no, this is not really the centre-backs that I want to bring in that is currently available. We saw Pavard. We saw Todibo. I think most likely leave that blank. Focus more on spending the money where it's needed in terms of the midfield and striker position. Get Leonardo in as a striker. Realistically, Ivan Toney, people were saying in the January window. See how we go and sort of address it in the January window again. Come back when you have new ownership, new money, hopefully, and take it from there. Different strategy, people. Just think. Klopp is, Ian Clark is saying, Klopp is fine for season ticket holders. Yep. Buy me a ticket. You remember this one when they pulled the hamstring and it's like, where's the final? Istanbul. Buy me a ticket. Well, yeah, you got to get a ticket here. Right, guys. Brilliant. Is there anything else that you want to share with Uncle Mick here before we close the shop? We have 130 people in the chat, and I want 130 likes. Please get those likes up before we close the shop. I had 3 hours of sleep. I got to go back.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
King Stash super chatted $3.23. Could have got James Ward-Prowse and Mohamed Kudus for the amount we paid for Mount. One set-piece specialist and an elite dribbler and goal scorer.
See, Mick has a virtual assistant, an AI. Big up to King Stash again, coming in with another uppercut to say, listen, this deserves an air horn. Thank you. Again, a double applause. Somebody I appreciate a man's hard yakka, if you know what I'm talking about, Aussie slang. Could we have got James Ward-Prowse and Mohamed Kudus for the amount we paid for Mount? One set piece specialist and one elite dribbler and goal scorer. 100%. Good thinking, King Stash. Yeah, absolutely. I did when I did this pre-season thing. We looked at bargain players that we can get from relegation, and I had actually James Ward-Prowse on it, and he's doing fine at West Ham. He's probably one of the
Oh
contributors.
shit.
What they're
Here we
doing.
go again.
King Stash just gifted 5 memberships.
Oh, you're a legend, King Stash. King Stash, you're a legend. Just gifted 5 memberships.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
𝒖𝒊𝒄𝒌 became a member.
Ishan became a member. Guys, this is gonna rock off. Big up legends.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
Oh,
𝒂𝒏𝒅 became a member.
Thorgod becoming a member too. Big up. Who else is gonna become a member? This is distributing by automatic, guys. If in order to become a member or to receive the gifts, you have to activate it on your side as well. Try to click on that green gift icon, and just first one to the mill will become members. Don't let this waste, go waste. Big up for the memberships. Thank you for supporting this channel. Let's go, people. Let's do this. Let's become a force. Yeah, let's go back to King Stash super chat. Basically, Mohamed Kudus. Yeah, 100%, man. I totally agree. But at the end of the day, it comes down to what they on Ten Hag's list. If it wasn't for us, it's better for them. If you know what I mean. But definitely good shout there. If you want to play fantasy football, join the Mufc Realist TV Fantasy Football League as well, and we can take it from there. By the way, we're going to cover this tonight as well. So big up for your super chat, my friend. Big up, and also for membership donation. Honestly, what you are saying, Kushari and Quentin, honestly, we need another striker. Seriously, we bring Marcus Leonardo of Santos. Yes. And this is the thing. I've been covering this as well. I did a video on this, that has about 13,000 views. I did a scouting video on Leonardo. And the thing is that he's got over 200 appearances for Santos first team. Started when he was 16, 20 years of age. So if you compare how many starts a 27-year-old ScottMactominey has, it is 220 for ScottMactominey and 200 for Leonardo. So if you're good enough, you're old enough. Just because you're 20 doesn't mean that you're not a senior player. He's bagging goals over there. I think he had so far 15 goals and 7 or 8 assists. Too tired to remember, honest to God. Listen, Leonardo I believe, a little bit more of a Boca Bonito. Culturally speaking, he will just slot right into it. You have Casemiro, Brazilian. You have Anthony, Brazilian. He's got a lot of Brazilians and Portuguese speaker. Bruno, captain, El Magnifico. He's also Portuguese speaking. So you will have a cultural mixed balance, but Ten Hag is building cohesion. It's all about the squad balance, right? In terms of how you're getting along as a group, so we definitely a fighting spirit, and this guy is a beast. He's a tank. So I would like that. I like that signing. Anyway, guys, Sharon Begley is in the house. Big up, Sharon. How are you doing? We have a replacement for Martial if we sell him. Mick. Yes, we do. We discussed about that, and that is Marcos Leonardo. Sharon, if you haven't watched it, go to the video section, player profile. Either you can check out. Hang on, what's his name? Marcos Leonardo player profile, or you can check out Sophie Amrabat as well. Big up what people are. Angie's definitely slaving, trying to push up the likes. 54 likes. Bro, decent freakies. Easier 10 guaranteed goals assist. Rather have Ward-Prowse than Bruno wasting free kicks. The thing is, King Stash, if you remember what they asked one of the top midfielders in Premier League, Kevin De Bruyne, he put Bruno as number 10, as number 1 on his top picks. Bruno, for me, is a stat padder. Bruno is never injured, never sick, never misses a game. Bruno, I don't never understand why people are giving stick. He's been utilized in wrong positions. I believe that Bruno's best game, he's a risk taker. And most number 10s are risk takers. Even if you look at Kevin Van Bruyne, he's also losing the ball a lot, right? but they are there to create chances. You know, what Bruno does is using his imagination, and the number of balls when they come through, they are just magical, right? So let Bruno do what Bruno does. If we get an Amrabat to cover those mistakes, we're good to go. That's it, right? Casemiro doesn't really have the engines that yet, so that's so important that we get the Amrabat in a Gravenberch that can drive the ball as well. So we're good. Let Bruno do what Bruno did best under Ole, being having that free roaming, unpredictable role. Because when he was doing that, his goal tally was amazing. I don't know how many goals he scored, but he bagged in, I think it was 16 odd goals, something, double figures anyway. 56 likes now is coming up, but I am tired. I need to go back to work because it is the end of the transfer window, people. You've been amazing. Thank you for keeping me company. Thank you for listening. We'll be back later on. If there is any further development, don't forget to smash that like on your way out and don't hit your head. If you know what I mean. It's time for me to buy a coffee. If you want to buy me a coffee as well, please do so and be generous. There is the support me, buy me a coffee. So far, we had 5 people being generous, appreciating the work that we're doing and the effort it takes to deliver this content to you guys. I'm absolutely gassed out. I need to refresh myself. 16,500 subscribers on this stream. This is a good return on investment. Ronak Joshi, good morning to you as well. Good show. Big up to you. See you later tonight. We'll be back at 9 p.m. with Jarvis Cocker's Corner. We're going to review 10 things we learned about Ten Hag and Manchester United. Interactive. Guys, join the Telegram group. Come with suggestions. What are the 10 things you want us to bring up? It could be Mount is injured. It could be Comeback Kings. Go to the Telegram group. Come with your 10 points, what we learned, and we will present it tonight. We will also look at the transfer window recap. Obviously, there's going to be some movements today. We hope so, and we're going to cover it later on tonight, 9 o'clock. And that's me. I had my say. Whew, absolutely, hopefully, I made your day. I'm totally worn out. Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later tonight. Thumbnail will be coming. We're looking forward to see you 9 o'clock UK time tonight. Big up to all of you. In retrospective, smash the like if you haven't. Been Mick Ruby from Mufc Realist TV. Had my say. Hopefully, I made your Monday morning a better day. Guys, peace, love, and go bananas. But now we're saying peace, love. Thank God we have banana. Ciao.
That's all, folks.
Thank you so much for stopping by and watching Mufc Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.